So I'm just making this video in response to it's Kezia who actually already wrote about this. So it's basically like Pookie, who is Central C, Madeline RG. There's this other Australian TikTok girl and Ice Spice. Okay. The reason that I want to talk about this story on this channel, okay, is because I think that all four people are playing different parts to some drama. And first of all, it's innocent because it has nothing to do with us and it's kind of a public story. I like it because it's British drama, right? Central C is a British rapper. Ice Spice is actually an American rapper, but she has tied herself into British drama for public relations to become more popular, I guess, because her album's coming out. And then Madeline RG is kind of like the British version of Emma Chamberlain. So she's like a blogger with a podcast. And I listen to her podcast. I think you should listen to her podcast. So I do not listen to Central C. I do not listen to Ice Spice. I do listen to Madeline RG, and I had no idea who this Australian TikToker was. Now, I do follow It's Kezia on YouTube. So I show she's like a black female YouTuber who makes commentary videos about a bunch of stuff. Highly recommend you watch her channel. I think that she's refreshing. Like I think that she does just a really good job of like covering pop culture, and we need people who are covering pop culture right now because I feel like a lot of people are just like missing the moment, which sucks because there is actually a lot of things that people can learn and grow from. Now, here's the thing: sometimes it seems like celebrity culture is like all the way over there. They are not living experiences that are similar to like we could say like us, okay, but the truth of the matter is, if you unpack the interpersonal relationships going on here, which is what It's Keezy is doing, which in this particular instance, it's all interpersonal relationships. So basically, Central C was actually dating Madeline RG. They've been dating for a while. She had a birthday trip coming, or he was filming a music video with a Nigerian artist and was taking a trip to Nigeria, and invited her to go with him on this trip. He played a song for her. This is like a couple of weeks before that, where he basically told on himself that he was like cheating in the song. So she's already on the fence, thinking like he's cheating on me. This isn't good. And then basically via TikTok, Instagram, and kind of like YouTube, it all comes together that Central C is, I think, in Nigeria or something with Ice Spice, or it was like after they came back. He's with Ice Spice, and he kind of broke up with Madeline RG, or he was still with her, but he didn't tell her that he was going to be with Ice Spice. But then he just pops up with Ice Spice. The whole thing was very strange. So she basically is like really sad about this. She's like in the she so they learn about this. She learns about it on TikTok with everybody else or on Instagram or something when she sees the picture, and then her friends start messaging her about it. Oh my god, is this your boyfriend? Why is he over here with her? And she's like freaking out in the comments like what's happening? And then his PR team is trying to message her. He's sending her all these messages. So everybody's like trying to figure out what's going on. Ice Spice is using the entire situation as a publicity stunt, and all of this. If you're not like a follower of um, Madeline RG or Ice Spice or Central C, then you probably had no idea that any of this was going on. But they are kind of like the it people right now in terms of like British pop culture, so that's kind of why you should know. Anyway, so I found this out because I think I read a British headline that was like it was something about so Madeline. What she does is initially she stays quiet, and then she gets on TikTok, and over a period of 4 days makes these response videos on TikTok that are like, we're not together anymore. We're broken up. I just found out, just like you guys found out, that he's cheating on me with Ice Spice. I saw a picture of him in the club with her. If he was my boyfriend, he's not my boyfriend anymore, basically. So she's making it very public and known that she's not okay with this. She's not okay with the cheating. She's not with him anymore. They're broken up. His PR team is like upset about this, or he's upset. He's trying to reach out to her. Oh no, like don't feel this way. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Don't do this. Or I don't know. Right. And here's the thing. She was in the right. Ice Spice was in the wrong. Central C was in the wrong. Now, where does this other Australian girl come in? This Australian girl is like a YouTuber, or I'm sorry, she's a TikToker who basically she's just like a pretty girl who ended up making a video where she's like lip singing to a Central C song, and it got like the most views on TikTok ever. Um, so this girl makes TikTok video, pretending to sing along to a Central C song. Central C sees this and he's like, "Ooh, I want to use this influencer to market my song." So he sends this girl who's in Australia a car or something, or she had come to London for something, and he sends her a car to meet up or something to make some content about the song. Now, other people, and I don't think this is actually him or her, but it was more like public relations and like gossip or something, because if this girl, the Australian TikToker, already has a boyfriend. If you follow her, you would know. I don't follow her, but the people who follow her know she's like, arm in arm with her boyfriend all the time. They're always together. So she is not clearly is not like trying to get into a relationship with Central C. She's not cheating with him. They've never like been seen together doing anything sketchy. So it's nothing like that. People are legitimately just making up that that like there's something between them. Why? Because gossip, and also why? Because like these guys have to have like there has to be like pretty girls and just girls in general to have the drama. Otherwise, it becomes like kind of gay drama. Like if there's no character who's sitting here being if there's no girls for them to like cheat with or cheat on, like Central C needs all three of these women to be a part of the narrative and to be a part of real life. Like the reason that Madeline RG is this perfect PR girlfriend is because she's legitimately over somewhere else doing her own thing. She has her own life, her own interests, and then like he's cheating, so now he becomes like desirable. Like I don't get it. And then the cool thing here is to even have it's Kezia, who's like this consumer and almost like, how do you say it, narrator, right? The gossip girl of Britain, okay, who's telling us what's happening with the culture. And we're like, ooh, tea, because like maybe you don't understand what's going on. Like I certainly didn't. I read that one little article which kind of introduced me to it. And of course, like everyone who rolls around in my circle and has similar hobbies than me, we actually listen to the Madeline RG podcast. So, of the four people who we've described, we know who Madeline RG is, but everyone else, we're like, we don't know what's going on with them. We don't follow them. And I think that's kind of an important thing to understand about like not just existing in an online space, but kind of. I was going to make this video and I'll make a longer one in the future, but how even if you don't use social media, you should create a profile with your name that just has some pictures of you doing things outside, doing regular things, having meals, walking, going to get coffee, going to, I don't know, just like a plethora of things that show you out in the real world. And the reason that I think that this is important, it's kind of PR, it's PR-ish, but it's also it makes sense, right? Because then it just shows that you like understand how to participate in society. Like this is so I don't know if you guys remember this, but if you go back to this is like episode 1 of the Habesha exploration series, and I was talking about Helen, and I was like, why doesn't Helen have like a public open table account? And she doesn't. And that's so strange. And you know what I realized? It's because, like, even though she's literally flaunting, like, going to all of these great places, she's not going to all of these, like, really, really fancy dinners with these really, really great guys. Otherwise, like, wouldn't you just post, like, the food? Every single time I see her post a video or a photo or anything, it's with a group of people. It's her with, like, 7 other girls or a group of 22 people. Like, where is the photo, the media, the content of man, woman, restaurant? man, or even man restaurant, woman restaurant, like whatever it is, the relationship, whatever the relationship is, where is the content that's showing us just that? It doesn't exist, because I'm telling you, most people are not having those actual experiences, and those are the experiences. You can't start talking about relationships if you haven't been in one. And the weird fucking thing about the red pillars and the incels and the femcels and all these fucking people is they haven't been in any relationships, and yet are still coming online trying to tell everybody else how to be in a relationship. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually have experiences in the world in order to be able to talk about experiences in the world. If you don't have any, well, mum's the word, buddy. Like, you cannot talk about shit that you have yet to experience. And that's what we're getting with the internet. Literally touch grass. Literally. Like, go outside, be in the world. Because another part of being in the world, like, I think in this case that makes the entire situation so great, is we have like It's Kezia, which is like, just watching the videos like this really good start to understand like who the characters are in the story, how the characters are coming together and relating, like who did what with who. And then the other part is like, so she's her own character now, and she changes roles into narrator. So now It's Kezia is the narrator of this story. But then Madeline RG, if you could have started there and listened to the narration, because she literally is playing you a reaction video to Madeline's initial narration of the story. And what you get from that is like he's like, she's kind of like the third person interpretation of this situation that happened with two people who were not her, where she is not a part of it, and she actually doesn't know the people. She just has these like a very broad general understanding of what happened with these two people, and just caring about it, because like maybe let's say like if you are a fan of, like I'm a fan of Madeline's podcast. So when that happened to her, I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad for Madeline. I do. Like, what happened to her was shitty. So even I made a post. I was like, Madeline, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, because that's how I felt as an empathetic listener of the podcast. And also, it's not about me saying I'm a girl's girl or anything. I'm just like, wow, what both of those people did is shitty. And also, I feel like this Australian girl in this case got completely gaslit and used. Like, why is she even being brought in the story at all? She's in this like happy relationship with her boyfriend in Australia. Okay, why are fucking people in Britain trying to pull her into drama? She's not even in the country. Like, get that, like, seriously, this is the thirst is like crazy. The thirst is like insane. Like, you're pulling people into shit and they don't even live near you. They're not even in your society. They're not in your community. You don't even know them. It's nuts. And it's like a problem. I think it's a problem that we need to address. Just starting by calling it out. Let's start there.